Okay. European reacts to European stereotypes. Everything is going to be true. I know that for sure because everything is a fact on those stereotypes. So, hey, let's see.
Eastern Europe, the Nordics, the British Isles,
British Isles. Okay, you're not from
Southern
Europe.
Western Europe, fake Europe. We all have our own stereotypes. And today I'm going to be going through all those European regional preconceptions and rating if said stereotype is accurate or not on a scale of 1 to 10. Basically, random myth busting. But yo, I'm European as well, so it's okay. I swear it's okay.
99%
First off, Germany.
Yeah.
The general kind of stereotype for these guys is that they're obsessive recyclers with no sense of humor at all. The idea of them in my head is that they're either rich, clean-cut, balding, lycra-wearing guys called Wilhelm or some shit.
They like dark humor, actually. A lot of Germans do. A lot of them.
And they always wait if there's a red light at the crossing, even if there's not a car in sight, or they're on the complete other side of society.
I wait on red lights even if there's no cars. I do wait. If there's lights there for you to cross, you should just wait on reds. It's pretty much the same.
Football hooligans or techno gimps or both. And the only time these two types of Germans cross paths is at 6 AM when the unhinged techno goblins are on their way home from the club, completely fucked up, and the clean-cut Germans are on their way to their €300,000 a year job, designing eco-friendly toilet seats or some shit, using a sustainable form of transport, of course. I actually wrote that before I visited Germany a couple weeks ago, and now that I'm back, I can say for a fact, whilst it turns out not everyone wears lycra and pedals €1,000 bikes like it's a matter of life or death, they are absolutely obsessive with recycling and also crossing the damn road in the correct way. This was genuinely the worst thing about Berlin. Berlin might actually be the best city on earth if they A, didn't have the Brandenburg Gate, and B, didn't care so much about walking. Like, I'm trying to get places, man. I'm trying to be efficient with my time. If there's not a car in sight, I don't want to hear a fucking collective from the crowd of people waiting when I inevitably cross the fucking road, dude. It's my life, okay? If I evaluate something's risk-free and perfectly sensible for me to do, I will do that. You know what I won't do? Blindly follow orders that make no sense. Sound familiar, Germans? Yeah, so I was in Berlin with the boys, right? One day, I woke up late. Everyone was on the other side of the city already. And like a true German, I cycled from Schöneberg to like fucking Mitte. I think that's how you say it. Anyway, during this bike ride, I kid you not, I got told off by the police for giving way to them. I was in the bike lane at an intersection. My lights were green, but there was a police van turning towards the crossing. So naturally, I stopped dead in my tracks like we do in the UK. Turns out, my generosity and submission to the authorities was offensive to these guys. The 5 German bike-obsessed weirdos behind me start screaming. The policeman leans out the window and shouts what I can only imagine in a German translation is "Fucking cross the road, you English." That's how.
Isn't that like every German? Like, if they see something like stupid, like someone else that's not from Germany, like, if they don't approach you, then if they approach you, then they're nice. But when they see you, they are actually just going to insult you. Either way, it doesn't matter if you're bred or not.
How crazy they are about following the rules in this country. The rules literally take higher precedent than the police themselves. Regarding my initial perceptions of German people, in truth, they are probably more of a hybrid between these two stereotypes I had. Because, for example, in Berlin, I swear to God, we was in some dingy, dark, degenerate techno club. All the insane shit you can imagine happening. So many fucking laws being broken. But on God, in the corner, there was a bin with all the special recycling sections in it. German Germans could literally partake in the freakiest, fucking most illegal, immoral, insane shit your brain could ever comprehend, and then refuse to throw their glass bottle in the wrong part of the bin. It's truly a phenomenon. I think it's 7 out of 10 for accuracy on that stereotype. Austria and Switzerland are almost exactly the same. However, their stereotype is a lot more based around cattle herding and stein sinking. More rural, less German baller. I've been to both these countries now, and the only really massively standout stereotypical thing that's 10 out of 10 correct is the fucking price of shit. I paid 30.
Bro, that I have been. I last year I was there. It's insane. For not even 24 hours, for like 5 hours I was there. The prices, everything you need to pay, your phone and shit. It's, oh my god. It's insane. It's the one country I don't recommend to other people to go because it's way too overpriced everything.
€30 for a Burger King. Fucking quid for a shitty Burger King. Not even a Mackey's. A Burger King. In Vienna, if you live there, the price of housing is actually dirt fucking cheap because, you know, they actually care about their citizens. But if you go as a tourist and you're trying to like book somewhere to stay, oh my god, man. I was literally scrolling booking.com doing the Napoleon pose. This was me, fam. The prices are insane. All of this when half an hour over the border, you can get a literal fucking mansion for 20 quid a night. Switzerland especially though is very well known for being ultra expensive, and I definitely fucking found out. So this is like 100% accurate, okay? I back this with proof. The craziest thing I came across in either of these countries though, which really supports my previous jaywalking insanity claims, is that in Vienna, yeah, they got very decent fines for crossing the road in the wrong way. But the wildest thing about this is that if you jaywalk and people follow you and jaywalk as well, you get their fines added to yours because like you instigate.
There's no way. What do you mean? What are you on about? I need to pay a fine for somebody else jaywalking. Fuck that. Fuck no.
Hated it, apparently. What the fuck? Yeah, not gonna lie, both these countries live up to their stereotypes. 8 out of 10. Now, the Benelux region, that's Belgium, the Netherlands, and Luxembourg. These guys are seen as like Germany light. They're still very hyper-focusy and OCD about trains, recycling, cleanliness, and bikes.
Is it really recycling? I have seen a lot of trash actually. Like they care. They care about recycling, but when you actually go there for tourists, they see it. But ooh, I've seen so many trash. I have seen so much trash around.
These guys love their bikes more than their significant others, I swear. However, they're also like Germans in that with great strictness and compliance comes...
Bro, as a car, I would flip out if I see this shit. Like, bro, go fuck yourself. This is my road. I don't care about your stupid bikes. Get out the road.
A desperate need for an outlet, something gritty, disgusting, and naughty. Hardstyle gabber, skinheads, football hooligans. But what about big stereotypes? First things that come to mind are waffles, both Belgian and Stroop waffles, canals, windmills, and DRGS. Yeah, a big stereotype we have for them in the UK at least is that these guys are massive heads. I'm talking bags of anything. Specifically for the YouTube employees watching, I'm talking about big shopping bags full of Belgian beer and moule frites. Yeah, I don't know. There might be some truth with this stereotype though, because I would have to be cooked out of my mind off Rotterdam high grade or something a lot stronger to consider this shit as potential.
Oh god. No, let's go back.
Or something a lot stronger to consider this shit.
This is crap. I haven't eaten, but this looks crap. This shit, I have seen so many pictures of this each time, and I don't care. Like, it's ugly. Oh, I will never eat this
shit as
that's pea soup, right? Pea soup. It's weird to say, but whatever. That's delicious, except the stupid sausage. If you put sausage in my soup, you're a psychopath. I will kill you. I will find you. I will hunt you. I will kill you. And that's a threat. Don't put goddamn sausages in my soup.
potential food, surely only
Nah.
people eat this shit.
Ugh. The chocolate one was good, but
Realistically, the drugs are more of a touristy thing,
Fuck was
along
that?
with the windmills and waffles and canals. And if there's one thing that would deeply, deeply hurt a Beneluxian citizen, it's labeling them based off what British tourists do in their lands. I'm gonna say 2 out of 10 for accuracy, otherwise I will have a Dutch revolution in the comments. They'll all just angrily spam that one word they always comment for some reason. Hungary. The general stereotype is that they're mean and most likely involved in some kind of crime. Now, this one is just not true at all, man. In reality, I found that Hungarians are actually quite nice, hospitable, and involved in crime. So 5 out of 10. Next up, Italy. I guess the main kind of stereotypes about Italians is that they're all either working for mafia mobsters or are the mafia mobsters and care way too much about food to be in a good financial position. Crime and food go hand in hand in this country. So much so that you will end up with shit like an entire multi-million-dollar mafia based around tin tomatoes with some really atrocious crime and
how the Italian mafia makes millions from tin tomatoes. Migrant tomato workers are dying under mafia-like control. Are you tin tomatoes picked by slave labor? Slave laborers living in that? What the fuck?
involved. Amazing. Overall, as far as I can say though, honestly, seems like a relatively accurate stereotype if we're talking southern Italy. However, from Bologna upwards, different world completely. Lamborghinis, designer clothes, thick pizza, white buildings, white people, you name it. So I'll give this stereotype a 5 out of 10 for accuracy. Portugal. These guys have serious Balkan allegations. Because when you compare it to Spain, right, the big difference is that when they fell off, when the economy crashed and everyone got super poor in Spain, they rapidly urbanized. Now you're left with two of the biggest cities in Europe and nothing else. Everyone lives in Madrid or Barcelona. However, when the same fall off happened in Portugal, they just kept farming. They stayed pretty damn fucking rural. They didn't do anything to rectify the situation. So they're just poor and agricultural now.
Basically, man, you gotta stay
Farming.
bro. Don't let
Industrialization.
deceive you. Don't focus on no
Urbanization.
bro. You gotta stay
Farming.
Make
It's legal.
too, bro. I don't know. Just stay.
Farming.
When you combine this with how they essentially speak Russian Spanish, you're basically looking at a Balkan country. When I was in
Dude, they're speaking like Spanish and Italian. It's the same thing, but worse.
Porto last year, I remember seeing a totally wrecked, falling down house with a shirtless Portuguese man drinking a massive super bock outside it, directly under the massive bridge, which is literally Porto's main tourist attraction. In Madeira, I was on the bus and the seat was stuck permanently reclined and the fan above me was dripping brown liquid. Hey, I've been to Eastern European countries which are less Eastern European than Portugal. I swear. Those stereotypes, those Balkan allegations.
Well, what's wrong? What's wrong? It's actually good. It's nice. It's a truth. Portuguese people are Balkans. Just saying.
Allegations are 100% true. I mean this in an endearing way, okay? I love Eastern Europe. Now I was thinking, who could confirm this stereotype for me? Who do I know that could confirm this one? Well, how about...
Hey guys, didn't see you there. My name is motherfuckers, Roman. I'm a Russian YouTuber and welcome to my hood in Russia. No, it's not. This is actually Portugal, Lisbon. I know guys, crazy. Look at what's around me.
It's kind of low compared to your mic volume though. Is it? Honestly, it's for me it's on the same level, so I don't know. Also, audio is reset, so I have zero clue if it's that loud. I can put my mic louder, but I don't know. Maybe this is better.
Look guys, as a Russian
It's also the video is very loud. The video is very loud,
you know,
actually, so...
intimidated by the look of Western Europe. I was not really used to it. However, when I'm in areas like this, quite honestly, I feel like I'm at home.
And
Also, almost feels like we're in Serbia.
it does Christ. Jesus Christ, it's so loud. That is actually so loud.
Are close to my heart, so yes.
It does look like kinda like Russia, not gonna lie.
Paul, you asked me to confirm that Portugal is indeed Eastern Europe, and as a certified Eastern Europe expert on YouTube, I definitely confirm.
You know what European nation loves coming to Portugal? Especially this bit of Portugal, that's Brits. Now, I've talked about Britain and British stereotypes way too much already, so I'm gonna hand this over to a certain Filipino man who is cursed with the burden of living in the UK to hopefully give a new perspective on the situation.
Yeah, I got a few things to say about the British, right? There's a few stereotypes out there. Okay, there's loads of stereotypes out there. And today, I'm gonna address all of them because I am a British expert. I've lived among them. I've eaten with them. I've slept with one of them. I know everything about these motherfuckers, and I'm gonna tell you about it.
Number one, bad teeth.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, they do. They do have awful teeth, and I don't know why. Apparently they got good dental care, but they're always crooked or yellow. I think it's due to inbreeding. Number two, their women are ugly. Now, all women are beautiful.
Wait, why is Belgium up there? Why is Belgium up there? I'm confused.
But I can see where the stereotype
comes from. Number three, they drink tea. This is kind of a pussy one, I can't lie.
And yeah, I guess they do like tea. I don't know, I've seen more coffee drinkers though, and like tea is kind of mid, when you kind of think about it, it's not really
hard enough. Number four, they're all on coke.
This one I just made up myself. This isn't like a prominent stereotype, but yeah, they're all on coke. All of them. Bricklayers, they're on coke. Street workers, they're on coke. Bin men, they're on coke. Racist? Yeah, they're racist. Yeah,
they're racist, yeah.
Okay, Leo, I hope you're happy. I got...
The Irish stereotype is literally just alcohol. I guess the only other thing they're really cursed with abroad is, you know, being mistaken for British people. And as anyone with any slight knowledge of history will know, this is about the worst thing you could possibly even think in front of an Irish person. And whilst Irish people do tend to appreciate a bit of a moderate drink, let's say, the British Isles stereotype is so unforgivable. I'm gonna have to give this one a 2 out of 10. Okay. Spain. Now, I can think of a couple big Spanish stereotypes. A, it's just flooded with the worst humans you could ever encounter in your life. British tourists. And unfortunately, despite them doing their best job at discouraging such behavior, I can confirm this stereotype about Spain. I've been on the bus through my...
Isn't like... When I go on vacations, you don't see a lot of Brits, actually. You see a lot of Netherlands people. More.
I've seen things, straight traumatizing things that have given me so much shame for having this accent. But there are places, smaller towns, cities, without the plague of British expats. The problem is, no Spaniards actually want to live there because there's no economic opportunities. And when there's houses going for cheap in the Spanish countryside, you know who slips in?
The
fucking Brits. I mean, they already own a fucking peninsula of your land. And with all the Brits buying up the entire real estate supply here, I think we could be looking at a total takeover by 2050. This stereotype is going to be getting a 10 out of 10, sadly. I've seen it with my own eyes. If you don't want to come across like one of those ignorant tourists, the best way for you to fit in, to respect the culture, is to learn the language. That's where italki comes in. Using this online language learning platform, you can take personalized one-on-one lessons with native speaking teachers anytime, anywhere. Because it's just you and the teacher, you will really focus on your speaking and listening, more conversational skills, which will increase your confidence through actual interactions. For me, that's about 10,000% more useful than what I get out of conventional lessons. When I took language classes in school, I genuinely didn't gain any useful conversational skills. But 30 minutes on italki with my teacher, and I already had the basic phrases down.
So basically, if you're gonna say, hello, how are you? You would just say something like, hola, ¿cómo estás? Can you say, hola, ¿cómo estás?
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Very good.
If you want to find a mentor that's a good match for you, just like I did, there's over 30,000 teachers and you can find the perfect one through some easy filtering. And best of all, with italki, you can pay for each lesson individually. There's no subscriptions and lessons are priced from only $5. You get 3 trial lessons which are refundable, so there's no financial risk involved. Start your language learning journey now with the link below in the description. And don't forget, use that promo code GEOPOD24. This gives the first 50 users an extra $5 when they make their first first purchase of $10 or more. So be quick, sign up now. italki is actually holding a language challenge from now till mid-October. You want to win rewards and get motivated to reach your language goals? If so, sign up for the italki language challenge today and surge past your language goals. Do it.
I hate languages, so I'm not... Did I just got an ad in an ad in an ad?
If I was a tree... The lack of work relates to the next stereotype though, which is that Spaniards are lazy. Now, this mainly stems from the fact that in Spain, everything closes at like fucking 1:30 p.m. There's no Spaniards out on the streets, you're stuck with the Brits for a couple hours. This is because these fuckers have what's called a siesta, which means midday nap. They essentially pause everything they're doing and sleep for a couple hours in the middle of the day. It's so fucking funny, man. I love how Spaniards will defend this shit by reasoning that in Spain it's just too hot in the middle of the day to work, which I agree with, but the problem is the rest of the fucking world does not agree with this. On Wikipedia, there is a official list of countries ranked by average yearly temperature, which for some reason has 235 places listed as countries. I think it's territories too, I don't know. But anyway, place your guess. Out of 235 countries and territories, where does Spain rank for average heat? Surely it must be top 20 if it's so hot they gotta sleep for 3 hours in the middle of the day. No? Okay, top 50 surely. No? Okay, top 100 then, easy. No? Oh, well, it has to be top 150. What the fuck? Oh my god, Spain is listed as 166th out of 200 countries and territories for average heat. That's in the lowest fucking quarter of world heat. This is why everyone calls them so lazy. Look, do you think you'd see some geezer in Senegal taking a 3-hour nap in the middle of his work because it's too hot? No! And it's like 45 degrees on a cold day out there. Honestly, 10 out of 10 on this stereotype as well. Sorry, Spaniards, but you can't defend this, surely. France. Now, in Britain, we have some interesting views on the French. A friendly rivalry, you might say. Basically, just arguing over who can have the slightly less shit capital city with 10 million people that's cold and ugly, and on the other side of the channel. In my opinion, London clears, but we can talk about that some other time. In brief, the stereotype about these guys is that they're rude, arrogant, stuck up, posh, lazy, smelly, and in general quite bad hygiene, which is quite the claim to make as British people. Whilst this might be a little bit true, from my first-hand experience, I mean, some guy literally tried to fight me for giving a homeless man money the first night I was in Paris. Because he encouraged him to be homeless. You stupid British man, I am better than you in every way, you scum. I eat snails and cheese you can't even comprehend.
Leave him alone, even though he was giving money to scammers, but leave him alone. What did he do? Leave him just alone.
However, I do actually think there are a lot of really nice, down-to-earth people who live in France. For example, the non-French people who live there. So, 6 out of 10 for accuracy. What about Scandinavia? The Norwegian stereotype is that they're all old-fashioned, bearded, gnome-like men smoking pipes, fishing for salmon in a fjord. This is completely incorrect. They're actually fucking ballers. And I have a conspiracy theory that Norwegians came up with this rhetoric in order to hide all the masses of fucking money they're making from public knowledge, so they never have to share out their resources or their trillions, and they can keep on being fake leftists and keep all their money to themselves. Completely untrue. 0 out of 10 for accuracy. The stereotype about Finns is that they're drunk rednecks and have nothing to do all day apart from drink Finlandia and drive heavy machinery. This is honestly probably about 80% true, because you gotta factor in the 600,000 startup tech ballers that have slick back hair and gilets and basically generate all of Finland's GDP. 8 out of 10 for accuracy. Swedes are kind of seen as the annoying, bragging relative that actually knows how to make money, has an actual population of more than 200 or whatever the other Nordics have, and thinks they're better than everyone else, to the point where they don't even bother socializing with other people. Hey, this might be a little bit accurate, like 5 out of 10 or something, but you know, why you gotta be so. I spent multiple hours of my life working on a section of this video that was meant to be here, but the entire thing got copyrighted. Currently 7 a.m. in the morning. The sun has completely set, and I am pretty done with editing this video. So what I'm gonna do instead is summarize the key points that we're meant to be playing now Now. So, essentially, the Swedish stereotypes of the other Nordic countries is number 1, Norway, rich. To accentuate that point, I have a $200 million Zimbabwean banknote.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, Finns are absolutely drunkards, but they are cool drunkards.
They're cool drunkards.
Danes, however,
are not cool drunkards.
They're not cool, but they're drunk.
Cool. They're drunk. Yeah, okay.
And then finally Iceland. I mean, they don't really like exist. Do they? Like, okay, bro, sorry that we actually have humans living in our country, not just like animals. Oh wait, you don't even have them, because you like genocide them. Danes are seen as like essentially incapable of fucking talking normally. They have the most horrendous accents known to man, and aside from the interesting animal stuff, they're generally seen as woke, head in the clouds, painting their entire apartment white, introverts, and depending on who you ask, Danes are either Germans that think they're better than Germans, or Swedes that think they're better than Swedes. This is true, relatively. 7 out of 10. You know who surprisingly possesses a similar personality trait? Czechians. They are Slavs that think they're better than Slavs. At least in the UK, I think the stereotype about Czechians is that they're making, beer-guzzling, crime-affiliated Eastern Europeans. But this is fucking wrong. From experience, these guys totally distance themselves from all of Eastern Europe. But they have the worst roads in Europe. They have endless forests of commie blocks outside of Prague. Gambling is super popular. Beer and cigarettes cost nothing. Corruption and crime is prevalent. But they still pretend that Czechia is Western Europe. Ah, hell no. They literally changed their country's whole ass name for the sole purpose of sounding less uncivilized and disgustingly Eastern European and more German and good. The only accurate stereotype I've heard about Czechia is that their language sounds silly. So I'll give it a 1 out of 10
that is
for
a
truth. The other Slavic countries are a bit different though, because
Germany.
unlike Czechia, they don't completely despise their own identities. Instead, they actually have a lot of pride in their own identities. Actually, a bit too much fucking pride in their own identities. For example, Poland will refuse to take one singular immigrant because we need to preserve our cultural identity. Whilst at the same time, I'm pretty sure they have the biggest fucking diaspora in the world. Like 20 million Poles live abroad. The double standard is crazy.
Okay, yeah. You know how many people from Poland, they come to work, right, in other countries for 2 months, and then they just fuck off back to their own country for like 3 years. Just for work. It's insane.
Uncle Ruckus type shit. I guess the stereotype about these guys is they're drunk, violent, pickle-eating, cold-enduring meatheads. And that's not true, okay? Whilst they might have a tendency to fight brutal wars against each other despite being extremely similar, just having a bit of a border between them, in general, I think these guys kind of defy the stereotypes. I've been to Poland a bunch, and funnily enough, they're like 10 million times more advanced than Czechia. Everything's spotlessly clean, transport systems are super efficient, the roads are super well maintained, the shops are so convenient, especially Żabka, truly one of the best establishments in Europe. Poland is honestly more like a German city than any other German city I've visited, and if anything, the British tourists are the badly behaved, drunk, violent ones out here, not the Poles. So 4 out of 10 for accuracy. The Baltics have some very varied stereotypes. Estonia, they're rich, stuck up, and lark as Nordics, despite literally not that long ago being part of the Soviet Union. Not gonna lie, I've been. They speak essentially Finnish. Their food is essentially Finnish, and one thing's for sure, they drink like Finns. And Tallinn honestly feels more Nordic than Helsinki, so I give this one 7 out of 10 for accuracy. Latvia is like the complete absolute opposite stereotype. They're broke Eastern Europeans that sit around all day drinking kvass in the forest. Yeah, it might be true the only reason Rail Baltica can't work is because the train would have to go through Latvia and they're corrupt and dead broke.
You don't get it yet, do you? I just gave you an opportunity of a lifetime, bro. And I'll be damned, I'll be disrespected like this.
I don't know about the sitting around all day part. I don't know about the lazy allegations, because The truth is, you have to be dedicated, be motivated. If you're gonna wake up at the crack of dawn and walk to the liquor store. The truth is, alcoholics are the hardest grinders in the world. They're always motivated, working around the clock, working so hard to get what they want in life. That being 45% black balsam. So I'll give it a 6 out of 10 for accuracy. Lithuania. Now, from my research, the only stereotype about these guys is that they're mean, like cold and unfriendly and introverted. Well, I was in Vilnius airport on a layover for like 45 minutes and some old lady told me which food spot I should avoid because it would give me food poisoning. So I disagree. She had my back and she saved me from E. coli. 0 out of 10 accuracy.
Nice granny.
Fascists have no voice. Shut up, German. Georgian Legion, not German Legion, you idiot. Georgia is a US state.
How to trigger Georgia.
I'm gonna crash out. One of the main stereotypes about Georgians is that they're hospitable. This is even depicted in the main statue in the capital, where the woman holds a bowl of wine to greet people who come as friends in one hand and a sword in the other for those who come as enemies. And you know, there have been a lot, I can't lie. And this stereotype is thankfully very true. I get constant DMs from people saying they visited Georgia because of me and they loved it, and the people were all very nice to them, gave them free food, free alcohol, and just a good time. So this stereotype is very true and I'm very grateful for that. Speaking of alcohol though, there is also a stereotype about Georgians being drunk. Now listen, imagine drinking wine that tastes just like the grapes they were feeding Roman emperors. Sweet but not too sweet, and it gets you drunk very nicely. Now imagine you have a whole cellar with literal tons of that wine.
I don't like wine.
You're gonna be chugging it. Honestly though, yeah, this stereotype is partly true because people in rural Georgia get wasted. There is literally nothing there to do other than farm and drink wine. So outside of the cities, there is a huge drinking culture because literally everyone makes their own alcohol or the ethanol disguised as a drink named chacha, which goes up to 80% alcohol, which even the most alcoholic people can't stand more than 3 shots of. But Georgian villages really go crazy on the alk. I'm sitting on the table, I'm like, please, no more, no more. And then they pour up 2 full glasses of wine just for me. I'm just not built like that, bro. But in the cities, we just drink beer and cocktails. Also, I don't know if Geopol mentioned this, but Leo is a bad bitch. Literally, anytime I get drinks with him, Ice Spice starts playing in my head because he always gets Aperol Spritz, which is literally reserved for Instagram model. This is the reason why I made a poll in which 91% or more than 1,500 people voted that Leo was in fact a drink. Another stereotype is that Georgians are very religious, and this stereotype is extremely true. Listen up, bro. If you've literally been only bordered by these rough Turkish and Persian men constantly trying to make you Muslim, and you flex on them by making pork shawarmas and putting 5 Christian crosses in your flag, you gotta have a certain level of dedication that most countries cannot get to. Every taxi driver passing by a church crosses themselves while they're driving for every church they pass, and a lot of people get surprised by this. But when you look at the history at this point, it's more of a fuck you to the constant invasions. So yeah, this stereotype is extremely true. Also, everyone comment Leo.
Moving on, we got Romania. Look, we all know the stereotype. We all know what I'm talking about. All I'm gonna say, I'm about 70% sure that during the singular day I was in Bucharest last year, someone attempted to pickpocket me. They were not successful, but you know, for some reason a guy brushed really close past my pocket in a completely empty pharmacy when I was looking around. So as far as I'm concerned, it's all accuracy. I'm seeing, all I'm seeing is accuracy. Nah, I'm joking. They do have other stuff to do in Romania than just pickpocket, like human trafficking. Talking about human trafficking, finally we got the Balkans. Now look, we talked about the Balkans a lot on this channel, and one of the real big stereotypes I get screamed at in the comments, in my DMs, on every single comment section in the world ever, is that they're all Turks. That every individual difference in this region of the world is completely invalid because they're all Ottoman fucking 100% Turkish Turks. And what I have to say about this is 0 out of 10 accuracy. If any of these obsessive, insanely devoted Ottoman nationalists did the tiniest bit of research, they would realize this entire region is rightfully North Macedonian land.
Macedonia Lent? What are you all about? Could have said Russian or something else. Macedonia. Jesus. Israel. Okay. Okay. That is actually funny. No. That was a funny video to watch. Actually, very funny. Hello, my little milkers. I hope you find the video fun to watch or not. If you don't like it, you could kiss me, but first, before you kiss me, right, subscribe or watch me live at TV_Milkman. Don't forget about the underscore. Or on YouTube, watch me live, where we play random games or do random shit or make more reactions on stream. You can always leave a recommendation for me to react to. So, thank you all for watching and see you next time, my little milkers. Bye bye bye.